Hello once again, it is Galadon from the clan Lost Phoenix, here with episode 28, the holiday episode of Clash of Clans Attacks. Today we're going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to show a base that I've been using up until recently, a very successful, very popular base, and we're going to break down some attacks that failed against it, and one that worked against this style base. So here's the base. You'll notice we've got 8 boxes around the outside that are dominated by defensive structures, and then the inside ring, which has no defensive structures. This originally was probably a base that worked well against Hog Rider attacks, because as the Hog Riders would go towards the next defensive structure, they would never get to the inside, they would just loop around the outside. But as we'll see here, with the advent of the new multi-targeting infernos, which I have both of mine set to, it can be good against other attacks as well. Now this first attack here by Ru7Rack from UAE Champions is actually a pretty well orchestrated attack. He's done all the things pretty much right here, but you'll notice that it's going to go wrong anyway. Now here he's very effectively pulled out the king and the queen and the clan castle troops, and he's dropped his witches and wizards there with the barbarians to distract, and they're going to effectively take out the defensive troops there while the wall breakers open that first capsule. Next he's going to open the top capsule there, and he's going to go with that attack that I've done in recent episodes where you clear the left, clear the right, and then shoot down the middle with your remaining force and your king and your queen. Now he's being very patient here, waiting to take out the queen there, and now he's going to drop his first golem. It's going to enter that opening and go in just where he wants it to, and then he's going to go up the top here, and he's going to open up that area. Same strategy, use the golem to distract, then he dropped the wall breakers to open up, and he's got the wizards that are clearing those interior structures. So he's got both of those capsules being opened and cleared at the same time. Again, he's showing restraint and patience, which I think is a key in these attacks. And now finally he's going to drop his last golem, the wall breakers and wizards, to clear those outside structures. Notice he sent the wall breakers in more than one pack, and they've perfectly taken out those outer 2 walls, and here come the king and the queen. Now so far this has been a pretty much textbook left, right, center attack, but you'll notice here that he has almost no small units left, just that one golem that's going the wrong direction. The king and the queen are all that's left now. The king finally decides to utilize the jump spell, but it's too late. He's taken too much damage from those expos inside. The queen as well, even though she's only level 30, I think a level 40 queen wouldn't have had much more luck here. She's going down quickly with those 2 expos focused on her, and she's not going to get to that town hall, and that'll pretty much end the attack. The main problems here, the king and the queen just didn't have protection from that last golem who wandered off to the side there. There were no units left to do damage inside, and it's a loss. Alright, here comes attack number 2 by that player there. Now he's chosen a similar attacking style, and he's going to try to clear 2 sides and go down the middle. And he's going to pull out the king and the queen, but he's not going to bother to activate the clan castle. Not sure why. Maybe he was thinking that all those gravestones over there meant the clan castle was empty. And that's going to provide some complications for him later. But actually the failure to win on this attack comes down to what I always say, spell timing and placement. Just a slight modification in his spell strategy, and this was at least a 1-star victory. So he's got my king and my queen out in the corner there, and he's going to take them out with the witches and wizards and all those barbarians, as everybody likes to do these days. Pretty effective way to clear the king and the queen. And again, he's going to wait until they're down before he sends in the rest of his troops. Here comes that first golem, and he's going to work on clearing this area here. He's got the wall breakers to open it up. It's going to head, and he's dropped the second golem down here as well. Not so sure about that strategy. And the third golem way up to the top. So he's got 2 golems that are actually side by side. And the third golem way up there. Now he's dropped a few more wall breakers, so you can kind of get an idea, first rage spell, of where he wants his king and queen to go. And now the first rage spell works out pretty well. Gets them in there, and here they come. They're going to start destroying everything in their path. But here comes the clan castle, and that's going to wipe out all of those troops down there at the bottom. Now he's used a freeze spell, but now I'm guessing that he's completely focused on the clan castle troops and his king down there. He drops a lightning spell, another freeze spell, and look at the queen banging her head against that wall all by herself with no rage spell. Now, had he dropped this rage spell maybe 1 second sooner, she melts through that blue wall more quickly. She gets to the town hall. Watch how close she gets to taking out the town hall before she goes down. That's like 1 shot away. That was just a matter of dropping that rage spell maybe a second earlier. Made all the difference. Troops at the bottom are really inconsequential now. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to get any more damage done. 44%. So close yet so far. He's going to let the attack go on, hoping that those troops there can get a couple more structures, but they're just not going to have the hit points or the time to get through 50% worth of structures there. They get 1 more, and then it's over. 31 trophies, obviously a very proficient attacker who just got a little bit unlucky, maybe just fell asleep at the wheel. And here comes the third attack, this one by Zeus of Sanctuary Intro. This attack style, I would call it more the face roll attack. Face roll meaning that's when you take your face and you just roll it across the keyboard. Not a great deal of rhyme or reason to his attack style here. He just throws everything down pretty quickly, and you can see how wrong it goes. Now what's interesting here is it looks like that he's activated the king and the queen and some of the clan castle troops, yet there's just silence. Nothing happens for several seconds here before finally he decides that he's just going to throw all of his troops down. Watch the right corner of your screen. And here they come, all the golems at once. He's just going to start throwing troops down willy-nilly. Wait, I think my grandfather used to say willy-nilly, but anyway. Looks like he just threw all of his golems, then he threw all of his wizards. Now he's going to throw all of his wall breakers, and they're going to kill the hell out of that wall right there. And then all of his royals. And now all of his troops are deployed. Oh, there's a witch. And they're just going to go to town. He's got a rage spell. He's finally going to throw a lightning down. He has not broken through the inside wall there, so as his units move in, they're going to go left and right towards the next closest structure, and they're not going to head towards the inside. Look at the multi-inferno just wiping out everything in its path. King and the queen obviously much more immune to it because they can withstand it. Queen still at almost full health, but she's going to head towards the next closest structure. Not very smart. And 2 expos on her at the same time, as well as the Inferno, the Wizard Tower, and Archer Tower. She's not going to last long, even at level 40. She had no protection inside, so she goes down. There's 1 golem left, and he's going to go down too, and I can't even get a shield out of this defense. 30% as the attack ends. And as you'll see, I only gained 10 trophies from it. That puts me at like a 36 to 39 cup offer. Ouch. Alright, for the last attack of the day, we've got, oh look, Galadon is attacking Bob. And now you'll notice that this base is the same setup as my base was, but with lower level walls, and the Infernos, although upgraded, are both set to single target. Now some of you may argue that that makes this attack a much easier attack than, say, against my base. But really, with the right strategy, it doesn't make that much of a difference. As long as you have something to protect your king and your queen on the inside, and you're using the wall breakers in a similar style, even with a lower level walls, it's still going to be the same results. Okay, so you can see that I've gone ahead and activated the king and the queen, and all of the clan castle troops are headed out as well, trying to pull them out to the side here. Now ideally it might be safer to attack them out in the open there so that you know your troops are focusing on them, but this time I chose to pull them over closer to where I wanted to start my first attack, over to the right of this big enclosure outside the clan castle. So I'm kind of doing 2 things at once here. I went ahead and dropped a golem, and I'm going to drop a few wall breakers while the royals are being taken out. So I've opened up that structure to the right, and now there goes another golem to the left. And you'll notice I'm doing the left, right, center strategy, but I'm trying to clear those smaller boxes first and then send my main attacking force in through the larger box that's directly outside the clan castle. So we've got the king and the queen down and the clan castle troops out of the way, so we're sending in some more wizards, sending another golem into the middle structure there, and a few wall breakers just to kind of see where they'll go. You notice they didn't go where I wanted them to, so I'm glad I didn't send in a bunch there. Now I'm waiting to get that last air defense out of the way that's over to the right that the skeletons are attacking. Now once it's gone, I figure I can send in the king and the queen, and we've got that inner wall open, and here comes a rage spell that's going to accelerate those wall breakers. Only place they can go is that inside wall. So drop a freeze spell, and you'll notice at this point, if we freeze the frame, that I don't have a lot of units left. It looks like maybe 3 wizards in addition to the king and the queen and that golem. The king at about 50% health, the queen at 100% health. The golem is serving to draw fire from the inferno tower, so had it even been set to multiple, wouldn't have made that much of a difference at this point. So we just have a few troops left, and the queen is going to head towards the next closest structure, so she's kind of all over the place, but she is under rage, so it doesn't take her too long to get through each of those structures. Finally, she's going to decide, hey, the closest one is inside by the town hall, takes out the X-bow, turns towards the town hall, perfectly placed rage and freeze, the freeze stopping the X-bow, mortar, and inferno tower while she takes out the town hall. She's going to get the town hall and 50% all by herself, pretty much single-handedly earning the win. Not a big take in trophies, but 9 is definitely worth an attack. And that is going to wrap up this episode. This may be the last episode until about mid-January, with Christmas and New Year's coming. I'll try to squeeze out another one Thursday or Friday, but if I don't get it out in time, happy holidays to everyone, and I hope Santa brings you lots of gems.